I really thought Jerry should have the last word there, but anyway. So I was wrongly convicted and sentenced to death in 1976. I was in my 20s, and at the time there was no death row for women. I was the only woman in the United States with a sentence of death, so they sent me to the women's maximum security prison, and they put me in solitary confinement. And they were, his orders, but no one was to speak to me, no matter how I try. You couldn't, it was like, you know, those, when you see the pictures of London and those guards that stand in front of the palace, you know, you can't make them speak to you, that's how it was. And so wow. I spent the next 5 years in isolation and solitary confinement. And these days, when people say 23 out of 24 hours a day, mine was 24 hours a day. I only got out of my cell twice a week for a 10-minute shower, and then they give me a prison uniform, and I was allowed out in a yard for about 15 minutes, and I smoked cigarettes, which I didn't do before I went in, but I did, and then, you know, smoke a cigarette. Then they take me back to my cell, give me back my white pajamas with my number on it, because they take away your name. You know, you become, I became FO4015, female offender. And then I'd wait another 3 or 4 days until I get out of my cell again. And then after 5 years of that, they changed my sentence from death to life, and I went into the prison population, and that's a whole different thing. It's some of you know, going from death row to the prison population is different, but still, you get told what to do, and in a way, death row was kind of more peaceful because you in the prison population, you have to deal with all these personalities. But I was really happy to get out into the population because I could talk to people and go eat with people and see the sky. So I spent another 12 years that way. And in the meantime, my children grew up without me, and my parents died in a plane crash, and then my children went into foster care. And my husband at the time was executed. And about 2.5 years after that, we were able to, with lawyers who worked for free, of course, prove both mine and his innocence, but it was too late for him. So then they released me. And they don't apologize or anything like that. I didn't get the apology. I still have not got that. So they give you this little box of stuff that's all you own in the world. Now, when I went in, I was in my 20s. When I got out, I was 45 years old. And they give me this little box, and all I owned in the world was 2 pairs of shoes, 2 pairs of jeans, 2 white shirts, 6 pairs of underwear, and a Walkman radio. And that's all I had in the whole world. They said, have a nice life, and that was it. So I didn't know what to do. I mean, you have to get institutionalized to some extent, because otherwise you can't survive in the population. And so at first, like my friends took me, you know, and I went in the car and learned about the cell phone and all that stuff, and the ATM machine was my favorite thing in the whole world. That was amazing. You put this little plastic card in the wall and it spits money out. It was the best. I want to keep doing it. But anyway, so my friends, like, I was really not capable of much. And I'm a very competent person. I was before and I am now, but at first, it's like, because you're not allowed to do anything on your own, I would, like, if I came to a door, I would just stand in front of the door. I wouldn't open the door, because I'd wait for somebody to tell me I could go through or open the door for me. And so my friends were sort of like this one friend, she was a childhood friend, her name was Mickey. And she was sort of like my guide through the universe. She took me to visit my son, who by then was a grown-up man with a little daughter of his own. And then she decided that we should go back to New York, where we grew up together, and revisit our childhood home. And so we were in New York City, and crossing these streets, these amazing streets, all the traffic and people, and finally I just felt like, you know, I could do this. I figured like I could do this now, you know, because people mean well, and they want to take care of you and keep you out of trouble, and, you know, make sure you do the right thing. But after a while, you just feel like, you know what? I need some space here now. I'm a grown up, you know? And so I said, Nick, I want to cross this one myself, okay? And I could see she was like really nervous. And I said, you just wait here, because I wanted her to wait there. I mean, I needed her to be there for my support. So, you know, how when the light turns green in New York, like, it's like you're in a river of people, and it flows across, and I get in there, and I got across the street, and I'm like, I did it. I did it. And I waved back at her, and I could see she was ready to come after me. I said, no, stay. I'm coming back. I got myself ready. Okay, light turned green. Oh, my God. And I was so thrilled with myself. And actually, that was the beginning of me, like, becoming a person again, you know, taking back myself. And so, actually, after that, it got a little bit more difficult, because I wanted to be more and more my own person, and she was afraid I was going to get in trouble. So, but, and it changed my relationships, because at first I was happy to be led because I didn't know what to do, but then I started to get more in possession of myself, and so it took a while, but we came to terms with the fact that I was now on my own, and it's a great place to be. So, thank you very much.